without losing our mind. So let's start by introducing ourselves to agile project management. I've seen a lot of people, or should I say, speakers handle this or talk about this particular topic. But let me just paraphrase because of time. So agile project management has to do with flexibility and adaptive. So it is adaptive in nature. It welcomes changes. It is very, very flexible. That means it gives room for changes and work delivered in small increments. And that means you don't have to wait until you figure it out. Let's say you want to build a particular house. You don't have to wait until you have all the resources or all the funds available before you can start the project. That means you can actually start with the little you have. So that's the beautiful thing about, or that's what makes agile very, very peculiar. So we can work incrementally, we can work in sprints, different sprints, we can work iteratively, and it brings about continuous feedback. So you can always update your customers, update your stakeholders on your different should I say progress that you're making. And also it's designed for change, not perfection. In agile, we don't really focus on perfection. We focus on making, frequent progress. As long as we're able to transit, as long as we're able to move from point A to point B, that is what this agile framework is actually designed for. And then we have the agile mindset here. So change is expected. In agile, you should always be open to changes because it's going to occur. Unlike the waterfall, of course, those one does not, that particular framework does not, or should I say method does not really welcome change. But in agile, you should always expect change at any point in time. And also learning is continuous, continuous learning. That means as you're evolving, as you're adapting, as you're going through different processes and maybe different project deliverables, you will always be learning new things as you're going. And collaboration over control. So in agile, we focus more on collaboration. We preach, or should I say, we focus more on interaction instead of control. So if there are issues in agile, you sit down with your team to discuss it. Sit down with your team to discuss it, and then perfection progress over perfection. So let's just go through that because of our time. So the reality of modern projects, these are different realities. Number one, we have requirements keep evolving. So what a project needs to deliver does not stay fixed from start to finish. So at the beginning of the project, people don't know everything yet. So that's the beautiful thing about agile. You don't have to figure it out before you start. You can start with the little you have. You can start with the little information you have. You can start with the little resource you have. You can start with the little, you know, with the little resources, little material. It depends on the kind of project that you're actually involved in. And then stakeholder expectation can also change. Stakeholder can say, when I say stakeholder, let's just look at those key stakeholders like the sponsor. He can say, okay, I want you guys to work on this. I want you guys to work on like what are we currently working on the 1.4 project. So initially the requirements actually was very specific, but along the line it kept changing. It kept giving us different or requirements. Okay, why not involve this, why not include this, why not include this feature? So that's what I'm talking about. So stakeholder expectation can actually change at any point. So that's why we should always be open to changes. We should not see it as a problem, but we should see it as an opportunity. And then market and customer needs can also shift. Customers don't stay the same. Their preference, their problems, their expectation, and buying behavior can actually evolve. So once we have this in mind, we will not have issues. We will not panic whenever this changes comes in. So a solution can make sense at the start of a project may no longer be the most valuable. Okay, and then uncertainty is no longer optional, it's normal. So in agile project management, we are not certain of the end result or the end goal. We are not certain of the result that we are going to get at the end, but we just move with what is available. We just make do with what we have on ground and then start. So that means uncertainty is no longer optional. It is actually a norm. It's a normal thing in agile methodology. So let's look at why change feels like chaos. And so this happens because teams are always overloaded with work. You see a team of 5 persons. I've led a team of how many we were like 5. I was a scrum master. So sometimes the workload was always too much. And because of this, you see your team members start complaining, how are we going to meet up with this task? And the funniest thing is, some before you know, the product owner then will bring in another job and say, Grace, I want you guys to prioritize this one. Okay, you can leave this one, prioritize this one. So those things can cause a lot of chaos. So what about all the effort that we have put in doing this one? So why do we need to abandon it? So overloaded teams, this can lead to chaos. Teams are assigned too much work at once, leading to stress, burnout, and reduced productivity. And also, rigid plans and deadlines. Fixed plans or leave little room for change. In Agile, we don't really, have fixed plans, like plans that you cannot adjust, plans that you cannot go over, plans that you cannot, should I use the word manipulate? No, we don't really have such plans. Whatever plan that we have on ground, it can still be adjusted. It is still adjustable, making it difficult to adapt when new information emerges. And then late surprises, problems are discovered near the end of the project. Just imagine that you and your team, you feel you've done all what it takes. You feel you've completed the major part of the project, and you're about proceeding to the closing part, and boom, that's when a new thing comes in, maybe a particular problem or the other, or the sponsor now informs you about a particular or a new feature that is going to destabilize the whole team. So these late surprises can bring about chaos. Problems are discovered near the end of the project, causing panic, rework. That means you have to rework. You have to go over it again. And I'm saying this from experience, it can be very, very discouraging. And this can now lead to missed deadlines. Okay, we say we're going to finish this project in 6 months. Before you know it, 6 months will elapse without finishing the project. And then fear of failure or blame. So these are the reason why change feels like chaos, because of fear of failure or blame. Team members avoid speaking up or experimenting because mistakes are punished instead of treated as learning. So this there's something we usually say in when I'm taking HSC, like health safety and health safety class, that results or accident investigation should be fact finding, not fault finding. So that means the first thing, your focus should be not finding fault. Of course, anyone that's the reason, or anyone that caused it will still be punished later, but that should not be your focus. That should not be your number one focus. Your focus should be knowing the facts. Okay, what is the real cause? So with this, your team members will always be willing to speak up without any fear of punishment. And of course, it all depends on how you're able to manage this. If you always make them feel that, if you're caught, or if you're the one that is being fished out, if you're the one that is the cause of a particular issue, you'll be punished, you'll be insulted, and all of that. Nobody will always want to speak up. So fear of failure or blame can lead to chaos. Always have a room, a room that is flexible, a room that can give people opportunity to speak their mind. With this, chaos will be reduced or even terminated entirely. And also agile values that reduce stress. So these are the things that you can do to reduce stress. Individuals and interactions matters. You speak it up, like you collaborate, you discuss it. Whatever issue that the team is facing, you discuss it. Everything can be talked about. Everything can be resolved through communication. Everything can be resolved through communication. Working solutions over heavy documentation. We don't really focus on too much rigid, or should I say fixed plan or documentation. Rather, we looked at how we can make things right. We look at how we can come up with a working solution, with a solution that can still bring value to the organization, that can even still that can start bringing money, because of course that's what the company actually wants. Start anything that can bring money. So you don't have to wait till the end. The whatever stage that you are in your project, it can actually still add value. So that's what we are looking at: working solution over too much documentation. And then customer collaboration. This customer collaboration can actually, should I say, save you lots of stress. It can save you lots of stress, because if you don't understand your customers' requirements or needs, it's going to be difficult for you to design a solution that will meet those needs. So collaborating with them, understanding what they want, understanding their needs, understanding their requirements will help save a lot of stress in the future. So I had this person that kind of illustrated or explained what happened. He's into interior decor, and he met with this client that wanted same thing that he did for a particular restaurant, big restaurant on the island. So I don't know whether he sent his team members to go collect requirements, to go gather requirements, sort of, but maybe the team member did not gather the right requirement from this particular client. So at the end, when they were able to deliver the project, deliver the job, the customer was like, "No, this is not what I had in mind." Maybe because the questions were not asked well, were not asked properly. Because if you don't ask the right questions, you will not also be able to gather the right requirements. And if you don't gather the right requirements, you will not also be able to recommend or design the right solution that will meet with the needs of this stakeholder or with these clients, sort of. So that's what I'm talking about. So customer collaboration is very important. You should be able to collaborate, interact, talk about whatever and gather the right and relevant requirements. And then responding to change confidently, not always seeing it as a problem. This person has come again. Why must it come in now? No, no, no. Don't always have that kind of mindset. Respond confidently. All right, let's quickly look at how Agile reframes change. Number one, change becomes an input, not interruption. Like I've already said, you should always see change as an opportunity instead of seeing change as a disruption. Teams treat it as useful information that helps improve the product or direction. Teams adjust early, not late. Agile teams make small changes as soon as new insights appear, rather than waiting until the end when changes are costly and stressful. No, it is not advisable to wait till the end. Once it comes in, you treat it as soon as possible. Problems surface faster. Frequent checks in or check-ins. If you don't do frequent check-ins and you now realize this issue at the end or towards the end of the project, it's going to be a lot more chaotic then than if you face it now. So frequent check-ins and reviews expose issues early, making them easier and cheaper to fix. So you can see why you should always, we call it in business analysis, we call it monitoring, supervising the project to ensure that what is being done or what is implemented is in line with what was planned. So plan versus actual. And then less panic, more control. With visibility, frequent feedback, and small adjustment, teams stay calm and control instead of reacting in crisis mode. So that's that. And then this shows us the importance of prioritization. Prioritization brings calm. There will be lots of projects to be worked on. There will be lots of deliverables to be worked on at a particular time. But you should always try to prioritize on the most urgent, the most valuable. So work is ranked by value. Which one is the most valuable? Though there are more order, or should I say, there are different bases of prioritization. You can prioritize based on value. You can prioritize based on urgency. Sometimes my previous boss will like, Grace, you guys should prioritize on this task or on this project because this one is more urgent. Maybe to him, this one will bring more urgent money or more money, like, compared to the one that we were working on. So we be like, Grace, you guys should prioritize, work on this today. So whatever that we were working on, we need to pause it and work on the new one. So work is ranked by value. It can be ranked by urgency. It can be ranked by risk. It can be ranked by many things. Teams focus on what matters most, and low value work can wait till the most valuable ones are done with. clear priorities reduce anxieties. Once you know what needs to be done, it will reduce anxiety. But when you're unclear, I've seen many people who say, this my workplace, I don't even know what I am doing there. It will create anxiety because you're unclear on what you're expected to do. So that's why it's always good to clarify your task, sort of. And then transparency calms the team. So this is where Trello comes in. Trello is very, very useful for this particular one. So everybody will know what needs to be worked on, what is in progress, the kind of project that is in progress, the one that has been completed, and all of that. So visible workboards, clear progress tracking, shared understanding, fewer hidden problems. Once everybody understand what is on ground, what needs to be worked on, what has been completed, everybody, this will bring some kind of calm, in the team. And then psychology safety in agile teams, psychological safety in agile teams. This simply talks about creating an environment where team members feel safe to speak up, creating an environment where team members feel safe to speak up, where they can share their ideas without feeling, what if she does not listen to me? No, 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 no. That's not the kind of environment we should have in an agile team. Okay, so number one we have here is safe to speak up. This means creating an environment where people feel comfortable sharing their ideas, concerns, or feedback without fear of punishment. I hope I'm seeing it. Okay, when people feel safe to speak up, they are more likely to report problems, suggest improvement, and so on. So let me just rush up because of time. Mistakes should be seen as a learning opportunities. Don't always make people feel that if you make a mistake, you're going to be punished. No. So instead of asking who caused this, the focus is on what can we learn from this mistake. That should always be the focus, because this will bring about continuous improvement, increased confidence to try new ideas, skill development. It promotes growth rather than fear. Team members will be willing to go the extra mile to try new things because they are not afraid of being punished. So that's the kind of environment we should always create. We should always have no blame culture. This means when something goes wrong, the goal is not to find someone to punish, but to understand what happened and fix the system or process. And also, trust reduces mental overload. So when trust exists, when team members trust each other or trust the team lead, it's going to bring about some calm, and it will reduce chaos, sort of, to reduce stress and anxiety, improve focus and productivity, allow people to concentrate on their tasks instead of office politics or fear. All right, so let's quickly look at role of the product owner in change management. I'll just rush through this. It's the role of a product owner is to clarify changing requirements, set priorities based on value, act as a buffer for the team, and prevent constant disruption. Prevent constant, but sometimes the product owner is the one that is always disrupting. I'm saying this based on experience. Is the one that is always bringing new things that is even unexpected. You should be work on it. So it's even the one in reality, yeah. But that's not how it's supposed to be. So leadership's role in managing change. You should set clear vision, support flexibility, protect the team, and also encourage learning over fear. I would have still talked about this individually, because of our time, I just push it up. Then these are some agile tools that can support calm execution: Scrum boards and Kanban boards, backlogs and sprint board, and collaboration tools like Jira, Trello, and ClickUp. All right, so these are just common agile myths that cause stress. People think agile means no planning. I mean, agile, it doesn't mean that we don't plan. We actually plan, but plan can still be adjusted. We can still welcome change. Agile is chaos. No, agile is not chaos. Agile is very flexible, adaptable, and it's very, very interesting. Agile removes accountability. That's also false. Agile removes perfection. No, agile can still gain perfection, but just that we don't really to over focus on it, but we still look at getting perfection from every project that is delivered. All right, and benefits of agile change management: faster response to change, reduce stress and burnout, better quality outcomes, happier, more confident team. So once you have good agile management in place, you have all of these things. All right, so I think we're almost done. How to avoid teams burnout in agile: start small. educate the team. Then we usually have this section that we put the team through on different ceremonies, agile ceremonies, this and this and that. These are ways to educate them. Introduce short sprints. Don't We usually use 2 week sprints. Then some people they use 3 week sprints, 1 month sprint. It's gonna be overwhelming on the team. Improve continuously it should be like a continuous improvement. As you're going, you're getting better. As you're going, you're getting better. All right. So key takeaways: change is unavoidable. Agile turns change into advantage. That's what you should always have at the back of your mind. Agile turns change into advantage. Whatever issue that you're facing, it can be turned into an opportunity. Small steps create calm. Agile helps teams stay sane and successful. All right, thank you. I think I'm done. Is there any question for me before I ask my question? Any question?
Well done, Grace. Thank you so much for that presentation. Please go ahead and ask your question. Maybe a question or thereabout because of our time, so we can round
All
up.
right, so just want to ask the benefits of agile change management. I just mentioned it